All the snooker world seems to revolve around Ronnie O'Sullivan. He always seems to be the man to beat. Winner of his record 7th.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Title last month.
The first frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
He has been vulnerable at times this season, and in fact lost last week in his first match in the German Masters in Berlin. 5-4 to Mark King from 4-1 up, but his best is still marvellous.
Yeah, I think I'm still coming to terms with how these two great players are meeting as lowly around as the last 16. Both much further down the rankings, and where their skill and how good a player they are would determine. I think Robertson's down to 7 now, is it, Clive? And Ronnie's about 13?
Yes, the reason O'Sullivan is down to 13th is that he didn't play competitively last season until nearly Christmas. Missed a lot of tournaments. So if you don't play in events, you don't get any ranking points. But nobody seriously considers that there are 12 better players in the world than he is.
Robertson is the one that's surprising for me. He plays in most events, although he's chosen this season to maybe pick and choose a bit more, but I think it hurts him being introduced as a former world #1, a former world champion, being ranked as lowly as #7. He believes he should be up there, at least in the top 2. And that's a pretty poor effort, really. His long game's normally his strongest asset.
Well, it wasn't yesterday in his 4-2 win over Ricky Walden, and that shot he just missed was a thin cut, and he hit it almost half ball.
1.
Yeah, I think when players maybe lower down the rankings come into this sort of occasion, you can excuse them the first 2 or 3 shots being maybe a bit nervous, taking time to settle down, but not these two. They're well used to it. That was a bad mistake by Neil Robertson.
8.
And it won't be because he hasn't G'd himself up for this match. I'm sure O'Sullivan has. He'd like a start like he had yesterday.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
137 first shot, but that straightforward red to middle somehow eludes him. Robertson started very well yesterday against Ricky Walden, just ran through the first 2 frames, but then his form declined alarmingly and he was relieved to win 4-2 in the end.
1.
Robertson hasn't beaten O'Sullivan since the 2015 Masters semi-final, and after a good start of the season he's in dire need actually of going deep into a tournament. Started the season by winning the Riga Masters and getting to another couple of semi-finals, but
4.
his season has been pretty fallow since then.
I think very important in this match for Neil Robertson if he can win this frame in one visit. think it would give him a huge boost of confidence. Okay, just winning the frame is good enough, but I think the way he wins it is important
10.
for his self-belief, self-confidence.
Okay. 11. $18.
Well, he doesn't want to play a foul shot before he's even hit the cue ball, so he experimented with a couple of different hand positions.
19.
Wasn't able to play prime position from that pot, but there still shouldn't be any great problem for him.
Unless he got a bit of a bounce off the cushion, it's a little bit
26.
a clumsy positional shot. Don't know if he can get through the gap of the reds and black to come off two cushions for the black to the same pocket. Yeah, he could do that. That was well played.
27.
Well controlled. I don't know where his next red's coming from. Looking for one to left middle. He'll be looking for an angle in the black this time,
34.
because I certainly see where the next red's coming from after he pots this. I'm looking for an angle to go into those 5 reds that are together.
$35.
He could shoot the two the reds that are open to the left. He could play the cannon on the left hand side of those to leave one to the right corner, but I'd prefer to go into the main bunch of 5. I think you've got more options there. Put all your eggs in one basket playing for the single red. Yeah, that was a shot for me and he's played it perfectly. Well, has he? His body language would suggest he's not on the red he thought he was. To the right corner. No, he's not on it. Maybe he can just squeeze it with a touch of left hand side. If he's on the one to right middle, there's no problem. Should win the frame from here.
$43.
This break arising from O'Sullivan missing an easy ball to right middle.
$50. 51.
Exactly what Neil Robertson needed, as I said earlier. Nice one visit victory in the first frame. He must have thought he wasn't going to get this chance when he missed that first long red by such a long way. Left Ronnie O'Sullivan in.
$57. Thank you. 58.
Strange interview he did yesterday, Clive, when he said he was looking forward to this match, being the underdog. He had nothing to lose. You never normally hear Neil Robertson talk like that. Perhaps that's a sign of his maybe low confidence, trying to take the pressure off himself.
Well, maybe a slight underdog, but not very much.
65.
I wouldn't have thought, and I'm surprised like you, Stephen, that he looked at himself in that way. Maybe he's attaching too much importance to recent results and not his best standard.
66.
The top player has always got something to lose.
72.
As you say, Clive, if you believe yourself to be a top player in the game, you cannot go to a table thinking your opponent is better than you.
73.
Already well past the post in this opening frame. But would like to polish off the remaining balls
80.
to keep O'Sullivan stewing in his chair. I don't know to what extent O'Sullivan would look back on missing the easy red, which
Neil Robertson, 80.
let Robertson into that winning break of 80. But O'Sullivan, who I thought would probably concede the frame, decided to have a couple more shots. Only one, as it turned out.
Yeah, well, he came to the table to obviously try and pot a few balls and get his hand on the table, but that's he's kind of wasted that opportunity, and that will not make him feel good at all. He'd have felt better conceding now.
Neil Robertson, 8.
And again O'Sullivan comes back to the table.
One.
And that's a bit more like it, but of course it's of only academic interest, or perhaps just a tiny bit of reassurance for O'Sullivan that he's knocked that long one in.
3 cushions for the red to the left corner. Lovely shot.
3. 4. $11. 13. 16.
'Maybe this is helping O'Sullivan's
20.
concentration to settle.
$25. Bernie Sullivan, 25.
Still didn't concede. Well, very, very odd.
Yeah, I think it's etiquette for a player to not concede when it's his opponent's turn at the table.
Yeah,
6.
it usually is. But with only pink and black left, I don't think anybody would have
13,
criticised
and
him
the
for
frame,
that.
Neil Robertson.
So, it's Neil Robertson with an 80 break, who leads Ronnie O'Sullivan by a frame to nil.